Well, hello and welcome. You're here to learn 6 reasons why you aren't reaching your income goals. So, today I'm going to show you 6 reasons why you aren't reaching your income goals. But I'm going to do more than that. I'll also show you how you can overcome these 6 barriers and start running your coaching business the way you've always wanted to, with higher profits and lower stress. What I'm going to share with you is proven. It's working today in our industry. And if you implement these strategies, you can take your business to a higher income level. Now, I have a lot to cover today, so I want to get to the good stuff. So get settled, get ready to take notes, because the information you'll hear has the potential to seriously impact the rest of your life. But first, we want to make sure you're in the right place. This is for anyone who makes a living from sharing their expertise. By that, I mean coaches, consultants, and trainers. So if one of these is your profession, then you're in the right place. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you the 6 ways to increase your income and reach your financial goals, how to position yourself as an expert in your field without spending hours posting on social media, blogging, writing a book, or podcasting, how to boost your income without working killer hours or sacrificing your lifestyle, and how to create a game plan for success doing what you love without having to worry about where your next client will come from. My big promise to you during our time together is to give you the formula for making $5,000 to $25,000 a month while at the same time getting better results for your clients. Let's just take a moment to see where you're at right now. Does it feel like you're on a roller coaster ride with feast or famine cash flow and you can't seem to generate a stream of income that's consistent? Are you taking your laptop on vacations, staying up too late, neglecting your family and friends, and still wondering why it's not working? Are you aware that you don't have an automated pipeline for getting leads, but you don't know what to do about it? And are you feeling pressured to make your business work, but not really enjoying the journey or feeling fulfillment? And finally, do you feel like you're working way too hard, trying different marketing strategies, coaching more clients than you want to, and you still aren't creating that kind of income that you desire? If any of these scenarios sound like you, then this training will be the most important one you listen to all year. As bad as these sound, I have good news for you. None of them are the real problem. They're only the symptoms. The real problem is that you don't know all of the underlying reasons why you aren't reaching your income goals, let alone how to fix them. Once you understand and remedy these reasons, you're going to be able to start your day with new appointments from better prospects, be able to find your ideal clients and how to get more so you can hit your income goals each month, leverage your talents and skills to help many more people make the big transformation they desire. Price your programs in a way that reflects your true value so you can command premium prices for doing what you love. Having more time for your family and friends while knowing that you have a steady income. And finally, achieving the financial freedom you had hoped for when you started your business. In other words, make more money, save more time, and change your life. I'm going to get to that right away, but first let me just take 30 seconds to introduce myself so you'll know who I am and why you should be listening to me. I'm Jeannette Koczela, and I'm founder and president of the International Association of Professional Life Coaches with over 2,000 members. I'm also the author of 3 coaching books and the publisher of 5 best-selling business books. Most importantly, I've had a coaching business myself for the past 8 years, so I'm intimately familiar with the challenges that life coaches face. I also spend a lot of time talking to members of my association and finding out what is and isn't working, where they're getting stuck, and how I can help them create more sustainable coaching businesses. I specialize in how to design and market a high-end program, something many coaches have either not thought of or else not thought possible for them. Now, my own career hasn't always been exactly rosy. I went through a lot of struggles that you may be going through yourself. I spent way too much time learning as many different marketing strategies as I could, but my success was always just out of reach. Even though I was making money, I wasn't reaching my income goals. And not reaching my income goals led to self doubt and a feeling of failure. And all these marketing strategies started to be confusing. I would try one thing and then another. I thought I had to do everything, and it just led to overwhelm and frustration. Can you relate? Well, I hired coaches to help me sort it out, and each coach taught me something, but none of them gave me the solid formula for getting to the six-figure income I wanted. It wasn't until I began analyzing what six and seven figure coaches were doing that I discovered a whole new approach to the typical business model. By learning how to think differently about my business structure, I was able to figure out how I could get better results for my clients and also reach my income goals. So instead of trying to figure out everything on my own, I found a coach who was using this business model successfully. She helped me put all the pieces of the coaching business puzzle together in a different way, one that made me realize exactly what I needed to do to make that six-figure income. And when my business started growing faster, it was the coach in me that wanted to help other coaches do the same. So the strategies I'm going to share with you now are the same ones used by many successful coaches who are making six and seven figure incomes. Now, to make what I'm going to say more clear, here is a visual of how most coaches are currently operating their businesses. This is the typical prospect sales path that coaches are using. Now, we're going to take a look at each step in the diagram to see where problems might be lurking. So the first part of the sales path is turning website traffic into leads. Now, most marketing gurus teach that in order to attract quality leads to a website, you need to be sharing free content, and lots of it, about your topic. This is content that gets people interested in going to your site and perhaps getting more information. The typical way of sharing content to get leads has been in the form of articles, videos, Facebook Live sessions, podcasts, social media posts, and advertising. But having so many options, all pointing in different directions, like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, can lead to overwhelm. Plus, it takes a lot of time to come up with a stream of free content, not to mention distributing it. But coaches often spend valuable time creating all this free content and still don't get quality leads. If that's your experience, you may be thinking, I'm following all the marketing gurus, so why in the world is this not working? And here we come to the first possible reason of why you aren't reaching your income goals. And this first one may not apply to everyone listening, but bear with me. It could be because you haven't selected a narrow enough niche and target market. So the solution is that you need to narrow your niche to people who are most likely to need the particular service that you offer, and narrow your target so that the right kinds of people, as in people more likely to hire you, are coming to your site. And regarding your niche, I want you to be a specialist. And here's why. A specialist is seen as an expert, and your potential clients are looking for someone who's an expert at solving their problem. It's like visiting a doctor. If you have a specific problem, you're not going to want to go to see just a general practitioner. You're going to want to see someone who specializes in that field. Likewise with your clients, they want a specialist. So narrowing your niche and your target market gets you higher quality leads who are interested in your topic and who are most likely to hire you. Now, the second crucial area in the typical sales path is converting those qualified leads into subscribers. In other words, getting them on your list. The typical well-known way of constructing an online business has always been to build a list. You get the leads to join your list by offering them an opt-in gift in exchange for their email address. You need to have the right opt-in gift that will attract the right leads into your pipeline. But there's a lot of ways to get this wrong. You could have an excellent gift, but be offering it to the wrong target audience. You can have the right target audience, but offer the wrong gift to them. Then there are your copywriting skills. You may have the right gift and the right audience, but if the copy isn't compelling enough to get subscribers, you won't get many. You also need a catchy title and language that your audience relates to. And follow up for the people who need more information, and that means more content. Then you may need to test different gifts, different audiences, and different copy until you get the right combination that works. I've seen coaches take months or even a year to create an opt-in gift. Talk about delaying income. Okay, now continuing on with our typical sales path, you've got your opt-in gift and you've got leads signing up on your list, but still they may not be ready to buy. In fact, the going statistic from many sources is that only about 3% of the market, i.e. your list in this case, will be ready to purchase at any given time. So doing the math, this means that you need to follow up with content for the other 97%. Most coaches just don't have the extra time to create more and more useful content for their subscribers. So they end up not creating content on a consistent basis and consequently not having a follow-up system that prepares subscribers for a purchasing decision down the road. So you've got a lot of subscribers and very few buyers. In short, the traditional way of building a list takes a lot of time you may not have. And that leads to the second reason as to why you may not be reaching your income goals. And that is that you don't have enough time to keep creating more and more content. So how do you get around this? Well, here's the key. You do it by sharing one dynamic piece of content, say a webinar or a video training, that not only replaces the opt-in gift, but replaces all the free content and most of the follow-up emails. Because this one dynamic piece of content covers more ground, it will establish you as an expert to a greater extent than an opt-in gift. And it'll give the prospect better results by supplying them with content that is more like actual training. And if your one dynamic piece of content can really show them that you have the solutions they are looking for, by the end of the training, they'll be close to pre-sold on working with you. And that'll make it easier for you to get higher conversion rates during your sales conversations. How would it feel to have more time for coaching and spend less time creating content? Now, the next problem on the typical sales path is turning subscribers into buyers. Now, I have another visual for you. This is the typical product funnel that most coaches are taught to use. It's designed to lead prospects from the opt-in gift through a series of increasingly higher priced products to your high-end offer. And the thinking is that it's easier to get someone to purchase a larger price program if they have already purchased something smaller from you. But now, to have somewhere for those subscribers to go, you have to spend time designing those additional products. You also need to send regular email offers to your list to try and get subscribers to buy the low or mid-range products. This means writing offers, emails, and sharing more content in between the offers. But here's the thing. You need to be making money, not just designing products and content. What if you could skip all this writing and content sharing for now? And what if your prospects could be sent directly to an offer of a complimentary private conversation with you? Like most people, your prospects are short of time. They're looking for a solution that they need right now, rather than having to wade through your product funnel. So, how do you get those prospects to have a conversation with you? Well, that's where your one dynamic piece of content comes in. It will send prospects directly to a conversation with you where you can then offer them a high-end solution. Now, what if you're already offering your highest end program and you're still not reaching your income goals? Well, the reason could be that you don't have a back-end product that's priced high enough. And this is the third reason of why you may not be reaching your income goals. And so the solution is to offer them a high-end program in the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And that range is going to depend on what your product is and who your audience is. Now, why skip to the high-end product? Well, lower cost programs only have some of the pieces to the entire solution that you can offer someone. With a higher price program, you can put more into it and make it more comprehensive and give clients more fulfilling results, usually in less time. People who pay more will be more committed to following your guidance. This will result in a win-win situation for both of you. They get the complete solution to their problem, and you hit your income goals. And that's the secret to making $5,000 to $20,000 a month. Now, when I started out as a coach, I had a fairly high-end program at the time, $3,600. I sold 2 of those, and then nothing. So I lowered my price and got one more client, lowered my price again and got another client. But each time I lowered my price, I lowered my own sense of value. I even stopped coaching for a year because I didn't feel like I had enough expertise to be charging such a high price. When you question your own value, you dip into the vicious cycle of self-doubt. And it took a well-trained coach to help me understand that I did indeed have enough knowledge, experience, and expertise to offer a high-end program. You may be experiencing similar thoughts when I even mention a high-end program of $5,000 to $20,000. But I want you to know that if it worked for me, it can work for you. So now we've added a step in the sales process, and that is a conversation. Now, that's because if you're going to sell a high price program, you can't expect people to simply jump from prospects or subscribers into clients. They need to talk to you, and you need to talk to them. You need to find out where they're at and whether your program will truly serve them. So let's talk about this conversation. How many times have you had a conversation with a potential client, maybe someone from your list, and you've had a pleasant talk, but in the end, they don't enroll with you? What it boils down to is just one thing: how prepared you are as a salesperson. From your side, you need to have complete confidence in your program, in addition to great salesmanship. And you also have to have detachment to the outcome of the phone call. Now, for some of you, this may require some mindset work. And your enrollment conversation needs to be strategically planned. You can't just be winging it. But the trickiest part of the conversation happens after you've made your offer, towards the end of the conversation. And now the potential client has to make a decision as to whether to hire you or not. And whenever anyone is thinking about embarking on something new, the mind comes up with all sorts of objections. And you're going to need to address these objections for the prospect so that they can make their decision with confidence. So, how many of these conversations are you actually closing? And why aren't you getting enough yeses? Well, this leads to number 4 in our possible reasons for why you aren't reaching your income goals. And that is you don't have a strategically planned conversation structure that consistently closes the sale. The solution is to use a proven conversation template that structures your conversations. When you use a proven template, you'll have easier conversations that don't feel sleazy. You'll have much more confidence in your ability to convert prospects into clients, and consequently, you'll get more sales. Now, you're getting quality leads, you're turning them into subscribers, having a conversation with them strategically where you offer your high-end program. But there's one more piece to this puzzle of reaching your income goals, and that is after you've created your amazing piece of content, have you made sure that you're getting it to the right people? I put this step in last for a good reason. It's because you need to address all of the issues in the first 4 steps before you can actually start driving traffic to your site. This question has us looking back to where we started at the beginning of the funnel to see where your traffic is coming from. And we may find the 5th reason of why you aren't reaching your income goals. And that is that you may not have a consistent, reliable source of leads. You need to have a consistent source of traffic or lead generation, seeing your offer and your one piece of dynamic content. So the solution is to set up a client attracting lead generation system. This could mean contacting people directly through your social media networks, or it could mean well-planned targeted advertising. But once you have this in place, you'll be able to have a steady source of traffic and leads of your target market, and you'll be spending less time marketing, and you'll be working fewer hours. Now, most online marketers start out with a product, but they don't have a plan for selling it. That's how I started out. I designed and manufactured a product, and I was delighted to find a market with a successful company that sold just the kind of product that I had created. After I had borrowed the money to manufacture my product and got 13 boxes of product delivered from China to my door, I discovered that the person who I thought would market the product for me wasn't interested after all. There was no plan B. I still have 11 of those boxes in my closet. So I don't want that to happen to you. You need a diverse plan of where you are going to market your services ahead of time so you know exactly where your traffic will come from. Now, I want to do a quick recap of what we've covered so far. In our new marketing model, you need to have an automated, high-quality lead generating system, a narrow niche and targeted market, one dynamic piece of content, a proven sales conversation template to follow, and one high-end transformational program. And with these, you're going to not have to create tons of free traffic. You're going to have fewer sales conversations and still make more money. You're going to spend less time marketing, and you're going to be able to get better results for your clients. Now let's take an example of this system. Let's say you get 1,000 new targeted leads every month. Let's say 100 of them consume your piece of content. That's just 10%, which is kind of conservative. And again, to be conservative, let's say that 15% sign up to have a conversation with you. And if you can enroll 4 of those people at a price of your product of $5,000, that equals $20,000 a month, or $240,000 a year. So that's how you can make that kind of money every month as a coach. And this is the model that I'm using and the ones that my clients are using to get $5,000 to $10,000 clients. And they're meeting their income goals, they're doing less work without sacrificing their integrity, family time, or lifestyle. Doesn't this sound better than the old way? And even if you go 1 week and only get one new client or even no new clients, you're not worried because you have a simple automated sales funnel that will be consistently giving you qualified leads every week. How would it be for you if you got one new $5,000 client every week? How would that change your life? How would it change the lives of your family and friends? Doesn't this new model make more sense than the typical business model? Now, the sixth and final area that may be preventing you from reaching your income goals quickly is to be operating from the notion that you have to do it all on your own without any help. The coaches who are making multiple six-figure incomes didn't do it alone. They hired coaches and mentors to help them grow their business faster by shortening the learning curve and saving themselves a lot of time, money, and heartache. Instead of delaying your future income, having a coach or mentor who knows how to operate the new business model that I've been talking about will help you increase your income sooner than you could by yourself. Instead of taking years, you could be doing it in months. So if you're wasting too much time and money without increasing your income, the solution is to get high-level support. It doesn't have to be me, but find an expert who can shorten the learning curve for you and save you thousands of dollars. Remember the 13 boxes of inventory from China that graced my closet for many years? Well, when my only marketing strategy didn't work out, I had to come up with another one. I spent another $2,000 on my first coach who said he could help me sell my products. He created a launch plan and got over 50 JV partners who would share my offering with their networks. And I was under the impression I would make hundreds of sales. But this coach wanted me to exaggerate the figures on my sales copy in order to sell my product, something I refused to do out of integrity. So I had to fire him and make my own sales copy. And I ended up selling a mere 12 products, low-end products, I might add. And I was pretty devastated. And because of that one experience, I didn't hire a coach again for several years. I went solo. And consequently, my business didn't grow very much for those years. It wasn't until I broke down and hired a new coach that my business turned around, and I got 20 private clients that year. I have to say that it was entirely due to having an appropriate coach. The same thing has happened in my business every time I've hired a coach since. I learned more about marketing and made more money. So don't do what I did. Don't delay making your income goals. Get the high-level support that will propel you forward faster. When you do, you'll have more time for coaching, more time for family and friends, and more time for vacations. I want you to have an enjoyable business that pays you what you deserve without sacrificing your lifestyle. Now, everything you've been shown here today is simple, but there are a lot of moving parts, so you may need high-level support. You could watch this training again and still not get the results you want. And you can waste tons of time and money trying to do this yourself. Or you could implement this model in less time if you get some support. Now, again, it doesn't have to be me, but it should be someone who will give you high-level support and hold you accountable to get the outcome you're looking for. There are so many coaches and consultants out there who teach how to get clients that you may not know who to go with. So here are some guidelines for what to look for in a coach. You want a coach who is using this new model successfully. and one who offers a complete solution, not just parts of it. Also, someone who gives high-level support. You don't just want a digital version of their program because you need both support and accountability. And you want someone who is committed to your success. Now, to wrap up, today I promise to tell you the 6 critical reasons of why you aren't reaching your income goals and how you can turn that around. How to position yourself as the expert in your field without spending hours on social media, blogging, writing a book, or podcasting. How to boost your income without working killer hours. And how to create a game plan for success doing what you love without having to worry about where your next client will come from. What you need to win is a targeted niche lead source, one dynamic piece of content, one high-end transformational program, a proven sales conversation template, and high-level support. And this is the exact system that our clients use to make between $5,000 and $20,000 a month. And with this new model that I've shared with you today, you now have the secret sauce to profitability, providing one exceptional transformation that gets better results using minimal resources. And now you have a choice. You can stay stuck where you are and continue working the old way, perhaps never reaching your income goals. Or you can try to work out the strategies that we covered today by yourself. But if you want to get out there in a big way and build your income faster, here's what I have for you. I've set aside some time over the next 72 hours to personally speak with you about how you can apply these ideas to your business so you can start reaching your income goals faster. On this call, we'll go over your business, see how the new coaching model can work for you, and we'll create a plan to hit your income goals in the next 6 months. And the cost for this? Absolutely free. But there is a catch. It's not for everyone. This is for life coaches who have a professional expertise that they can share. And you must have an outstanding transformation or expertise that you can offer clients. You also must be operating from total integrity and not accept people who you can't help. Now, why am I doing this? Well, it's just because I love helping life coaches make the impact they desire using their coaching skills so they can stay in business and create a sustainable income doing what they love. So if you're ready to make a major change in your business model so you can start making the income you ought to be making as a coach, book a call with me. Here's the link, JeannetteKoczela.com/call. And when you go there, just click on the calendar, set up a time, and it will also give you a link to a very short form to fill out. And this will help me better prepare for our call by knowing a little bit more about you. And we'll get the ball rolling for you absolutely free. If you have a question, just book a call and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions.